country driving with 12.3.4, it really struggled crossing over the road that was unprotected left and right, just stalling in the middle of the road like 3 or 4 times on me. This next clip is kind of interesting slowdown, and then a few good sprinkle moves throughout the video. So overall, kind of a mixed drive for beta on these country roads. An unusual slowdown on this road, 55 miles an hour. I'm going to crest this hill, and all of a sudden the car starts slowing down. First, I can't figure out why it's slowing down. I noticed that it's saying 5 miles an hour, like it almost wants to pull over for a destination, but my destination is miles ahead of me yet. So I'm looking behind me to make sure there's no traffic, because I want to see if the car is going to eventually just ramp back up. But when it doesn't do that, I'm going to hit the accelerator a little bit, and then I'm eventually going to disengage and then re-engage. You'll see it immediately go back to 55 miles an hour. I go back and review the video, and then I notice that when we hit this sign, you'll see there's a mile marker for 5. So look on the right, that's a mile marker. When we change from one county to another, we're 5 miles into this new county. Saw that as a speed sign. Here's a few frames later, see my screen again, it's dropped down to 5 miles an hour. So now let's go back and look at when we entered this county. There's the 0 signifying starting the count. The first mile in, the car has not changed for any of these. Hits the 2, does not change speed at all. Same with 3, no speed change. 4, no speed change. We've seen 5. We also have 6 and 7 are the last 2. Again, no speed changes for these. Then it dawned on me that the neural nets probably never see those other speed signs for 1, 2, 3 miles an hour, but I'm sure it sees 5 mile an hour speed signs all the time, and just assumed that that was a speed sign and went down to 5 miles an hour. First time, this is probably the first time I made this left on version 12. Nobody behind me, which is good, because it's really fucked up this left turn about every time for some reason or another. So let's see how this does. We do have a semi coming further down the road, except for this one turning in front of us. We can probably cut in front of this semi. Fantastic. It's never been able to do it this well. I don't know why that turn there has been so bad all the time. So that's encouraging that 12 just handled that like butter. This set of stop signs has been very challenging for version 11. It doesn't, a lot of times, it doesn't stop for the second stop sign. There's a road where that truck just went through, and then there's this cutoff road to the right. So it's got to stop at this one first, and then at the second light. On version 11, it would often just gear and take off without even looking. So another thing that version 12 seems to have solved. I appreciate how much better V12 handles this situation than V11 would have. Minimal slowdown, continues on without a lot of slowing down, so very nice. And I should be able to see pretty much wide open. It should just go. No, okay, you can go now. Let's go. Come on, just sit here. I'll spare you my obscenity-laced tirade at the car for just sitting in the middle of the road without going, which I reported. Yeah, let's just creep out in this road right here. Yeah, that's good. Car crept out in the middle of the highway and just sat there and looked when it obviously could have seen before it crept out and just stopped in the middle of the highway. We have a decent amount of traffic coming from the left. 2 pickup trucks and a car, so I have to wait for those. A car in front of me probably can't, maybe can see to the right at this point. I can go now. I'm gonna push the accelerator because the guy is waving me on. Right, so we'll just, now as soon as we get the steering wheel in gray, we're good to go.
Well, like this intersection here, this is a weird crossover.
This shouldn't be too bad. I should wait for that truck on the right, I'm guessing. I always hover, like I'm hovering over the brake pedal. So depending on what I need to do, I either hover over the brake or the accelerator in case I need to take over. Not a good move by Beta here. It gets into the turn lane too early, crossing over the double yellow line. Here it finds the correct turn lane. Wish now I'd taken over there and reported that. At the time I didn't think of it, so I may have to send that to the Beta team after the fact. It will wait for this car to make a good left turn. Overall, really mixed day for Beta. It really struggled on these country roads crossing over unprotected highways.